I'm ready.
Go for it.
All right. Hi, Professor Reha. My name is Carter Campbell,
And my name's Colton Quaylar.
and this is our final CLC presentation for our music web player app that we're putting on to Microsoft Azure. So if you want to go to the next slide, Colton. Perfect. So this is kind of the main functionality of our app. Again, it's a pretty simple app because the main focus is on the cloud platform and all the features of that. So we pretty much just have a simple music app where we're storing just the title of a song and the link to the song, and we have a video player that can play the YouTube video link. And then we have the manage tab here that we can just do all our CRUD operations on our song. You can add new songs and just edit and delete them.
Yeah, so like I said, or like Carter said, for this one, can I move this so it's not in the way? There we go.
Yeah.
The main focus of this was on the cloud, so we didn't want to do anything too complicated. We ended up going with C Sharp and Azure. And then for our pipeline, we used Azure DevOps and GitHub Actions to kind of do our pipeline, which ended up being a bit more complicated than it needed to be because we had to like set up an agent on our local machines and everything because they wouldn't give us uh, any actual actions without like contacting them and requesting them.
Right.
But we got it working in the end, so you can see that there. And for design decisions, like I said, we wanted something simple so we could focus on cloud. Uh, we chose C Sharp because it was a framework that both of us had a little bit of experience with, but that we also were really excited about using. And then we have a MySQL database, which is also hosted on Azure, and that's all within the Microsoft stack, which I think made everything just feel a little simpler. Uh, so you can go ahead and talk about this.
Yeah. So going to logging, we just use the logging middleware library. It's a .NET library for logging, and then you just implement basically a statement, have the datetime, where you're at in the controller, and those just come in a stream to this tab here on Azure. And so anytime, you're updating or getting something, that's going to come through and it'll show you where you're coming from. And then we just have our simple Uptime Robot screenshot that's showing it's hooked up to our just home page for our Azure site. Anytime it would go down, we would be notified via email for that. But you can see the current status is up. So I think that's pretty much it for that.
Yep. And then in terms of limitations, obviously knowledge, right? Neither of us had a ton of experience with cloud computing before coming into this class, so had to learn it. And
Right.
then I ran out of Azure credits not so long ago, so that was something to deal with. I ended up going out of pocket a little bit, but it wasn't a big deal. And then the Azure Pipelines free tier, I touched on this earlier. It doesn't allow you to run any tasks. Like it looks like you're going to, but then you just get an error because you don't have permissions to run any tasks unless you contact them and wait a couple of days for them to get back to you, and then they give you like one thread. Um, I didn't want to do that, so I found a way to set up an agent on my local laptop that you had to run and then push and then it would find and run the task. It was a whole big deal, but it worked for these purposes. um, yeah, so I'll go ahead and demo the software now.
Perfect.
So here's our music app. Right now we only have 3 Megadeth songs in here, but we do have a little JavaScript web player. Let's turn that off. That we can actually play the songs, so they do work. Manage. So if I just decide I don't like Atula Monde anymore, which I would never, but I can delete it. And then if I decide that instead I really like Weezer, or hold on, let me do an update first. Architecture of Aggression, but updated. And that might be a little too long.
Hmm.
Hold on. Hold on. Edit.
Yeah,
Symphony of Destruction. Did I not save it?
yeah, no, I don't know. I
There we go. I must have not saved it because there we go. Symphony of Destruction 2.
yeah, okay, perfect.
And then we only have one song in here now, so I'm gonna go ahead and add Buddy Holly.
Got that link.
And
Bada
there we
boom.
go. And I can go ahead and play it. And it plays. So, pretty simple, just a CRUD app with a music player, but it's neat, I think.
Yeah, the main thing is just getting it to Azure, getting that pipeline, getting the
Mm-hmm.
logs, the uptime robot, all that fun stuff. So going into some of the future features we could add would just be like the playlists, just allowing users to log in and create playlists, save their playlists, all that. Favoriting songs, liking songs, and then just implementing some form of an API to get a larger library to where the user doesn't have to add all the songs manually. We could just have an API to be pulling songs and create a big library that users could search from. So yeah, that's pretty good for that.
Yeah, so that was
That's
our
pretty much
presentation.
everything.
Thank you for watching, and thank you for a great semester.
Thanks very much.